It's recording. Hi, my name is Barbara Hawkins Dixon,
And I'm Darlene Mayman.
and we are the authors of Substance of Building a Healthy Relationship.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Today we're doing open discussions, and we're glad to be on here today. And today we're going to talk about how you support a person, and then when they get on their feet, they forget about who helped them get on their feet. Barbara.
Yes, well, I I feel as though that happens so much. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you help. That's why they say, a lot of people say never help someone build a foundation because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times once you help them build that foundation, that a lot of times once it's built, they enjoy it with someone else.
Mm-hmm.
So you giving them the helping hand to lift them up so that they could progress in life, but at the same time they have ill intentions. They use you to get to a certain point where they could carry on, and then they, walk off. You walk off and to another life like you never existed.
Mm-hmm.
But you was the strength in the relationship, and they fed off of what you had to offer, as far as keeping a secure place and everything for themselves. And once see what they able to manage and to do things on their own now, you they kick you to the curb. You no longer
He no longer exists.
yeah, you no longer exist, in other words.
That's true. And I think that's why they were saying too, when you get into these relationships or you get into these marriages, you should both have something to bring to how they say both persons should have something to bring to the table. Because a lot of times if it's just one person, the other person, like you said, is feed on what you giving and they with you on it because they see that you're like what like
You beneficial
it,
to them.
you beneficial to them or it's a covering for them and they feel comfortable with that, and so you wind up doing everything while they just sitting back, collecting all what they can off for you and taking everything from you, and then finally when they get on their feet, it's like they didn't forget who was there to help them. Now they didn't got their little money or whatever, and they didn't ran off to do what they want to do. And you look at all the times you didn't help them when they didn't have nothing, and now you don't mean nothing anymore. They didn't upped and gone and left you, Barbara.
But see, that's a user.
Mhm.
That's a manipulator.
Mhm.
So that didn't happen overnight.
Mhm.
That was a plan.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? A plan
Right. Mhm.
to uh, use you until they able to manage and maintain on their own.
Mhm.
And so while you thinking they being sincere in the relationship, it was hidden agendas behind it.
Mhm.
But you didn't know that.
Mhm.
But my thing about that is, life happens. We live and we learn.
True.
So when that happened to you, don't keep kicking yourself, accept that you was naive to allow it to happen
Mhm.
because you seen the signs. It's signs letting you know what's going on. But again, it's facing the fact and acknowledging it for what it actually is.
Right. That is true. That is true. And they sit back and they, observe and they know, excuse me, they know that they found something good, and they, excuse me, excuse me, and they lay back and they feed on that. Like you said, it was a plan from the beginning, but you were so not naive that you didn't pay it no attention. You just thinking, you doing something good Of course, you're going to help and make sure that everybody's okay and everything's okay. Not knowing that this was a plan they had anyway, just to sit back and, see what they can feed off of you. And then, like I was saying, then once they're on their feet and their money come in or they get what they need, then they forget about you. You don't even exist. They acknowledge and bless everyone else, but besides the person that helped them when they was down, Barbara.
Well, peoples that behave like that, adults that behave like that and purposely uh, use or mistreat someone for what they have, they, in my opinion, they cannot look to be blessed,
Mm-hmm.
because of their behavior.
Mm-hmm.
It's not right to use anyone.
Right.
And so if someone's out there doing that, uh, it's not going to work out for them, because normally what goes around comes around, just like they used and used you and mistreated you, abused you.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere down the line, if you're not the person that uh give them their karma back, eventually someone is and going to use them for what they have
Mm-hmm.
and not have no connection with them. They just there for a purpose.
Right.
And
Right.
once that purpose is served, bye.
Mm-hmm. And then they realize, oh shoot, what did I do? And now they trying to get back with the person who they abused, and that ain't gonna happen. Cause
Right.
now that person that moved on, you think they're gonna come back and let you mistreat them again? Cause now you done figured out, oh, this person I'm with now wasn't the same like I had before, so I can't deal with that. I didn't made a mistake. Now let me get back with who I was at in the beginning. But you can forget it because you didn't mess that up. They're not gonna let you come back and open those same doors up again. And
And knowing,
really, yeah, and knowing that only reason why you came back because you realized you didn't messed up.
yeah,
What you thought was good for you, you find out it wasn't good for you. But now the other person you done mistreated and moved on, and somebody treating them more better than you ever had. So why would they mess that up and come back to you, Barbara?
absolutely. Because at this point, now ain't nothing working out for them. They thought they had this success story going on, this
Mm-hmm.
happily ever after picture. And it turns out not to be that way. And they been, not a shoe on the other foot, they've been used and abused and taken for what they have.
Mm-hmm.
Now they realize uh, they want to manipulate you into thinking, oh, I done woke up. I really do love you. Let's work this out. You'll
Yeah,
be a fool to go back.
you sure will. That's crazy. Especially after you know. See, the bad part about it, if you know that you done all that you can do and you know that you was a good person and they still took advantage of you and treated you that way, ain't no way once you let that door close, you're going to open that door back up. Why should you? Who wants to go through that misery all over again when now they done gone about their business and you free and happy? So why would you let that come back? You right. You would be a fool to let that door open up again, Barbara.
Yeah, because if you do, you I don't say nobody deserve mistreating, but if you do, you know that is the same thing is gonna happen. Especially in a situation when they walked off and
And let
walked off and left,
right.
and then and went on with their life with somebody else, and you gonna open that door back up because that relationship they had turned out to be not what they thought it would be.
Mm-hmm.
And so now all of a sudden they back in love with you. How the kids say, baby, bye.
Well,
Baby,
if you have
once you step,
right,
her mind
keep
say,
on
keep
stepping.
on
Keep
stepping.
on stepping. Open the door, get out, stay out.
Yes,
That's
stay out.
crazy. Well, if
Uh,
you're in that kind of a situation, the smartest thing to do is once you close that door, leave that door closed. So that was
right.
one topic we was on. Barbara, you have another one?
Well, what do you think about everything going on with our president and all
Girl,
these bills that are being passed
oh my God.
that's making life miserable
That's
for
terrible.
so many peoples?
Yes. Making the world better. How he making the world better? He finna make people suffer, and people gonna. It's gonna be so much going on now because you taking benefits from people that really need it. Now I can understand you. You want to stop it for people that's just abusing the system because we got a lot of people out there abusing the system, and they don't need those
Mm,
benefits that they get. And they need to be given to people that really need it. But you taking from those who really need it. And like I said, I was talking to my neighbor next door to me, and he gets his social security, and he said his assistant for public aid and SNAP, they went by what he get for social security, and all he was able to get was $50 or lesser than that. And because once he get through with his social security and paying all his rent and bills, ain't no more money. So how is he supposed to uh get food to put on his table?
$50 with the
50
cost of living
with
today?
the cost of living. Yes, he said
Yes,
$50, and so now you want to take that away from people that really need it. What do they supposed to do? He
right.
said, so what is he supposed to do? Because he have to let that little $50 stretch until he get another check the next month. So he's buying. So I said, well, what do you buy off the $50? He said noodles and rice and beans. You know, he make enough to last 2 and 3 days and things like that. He can't really fix a big meal with buying meats and stuff like that because he buy meat. He might get 3 packages of meat with $50. You know that.
Right.
So he don't even in any meats he say he might get some those little smoky links in the can or some tuna or some hot dogs or something like that, cheap bologna and things. What you supposed how do people supposed to
Right.
live like
Fifty
this?
dollars
Right.
that's basically right. If you are a single person,
Yes.
$50 might
Yes.
last you a week,
Right.
you
Right.
know, but what you supposed to do the other 3 weeks of the month?
Right. So I don't know how they say that that's gonna help. I don't see where it's gonna hurt people. And we thinking that we looking at how all this violence and stuff is going on in the world now. What you think people gonna do when they start starving and whatever? It's gonna be any means necessary to survive. If they ain't got no money to come for food, they gonna what you think they gonna do? They're gonna go
They're
in the
not
stores
gonna
and
let
start
their
stealing.
family starve,
And they're
right?
not gonna let their family starve, so they're gonna start stealing and
Yes,
taking
and robbing and
and
everything.
robbing.
And
Yeah,
nobody is off limits
right.
to that. It's like you a walking target because
Yeah,
you don't know, uh, if somebody's gonna rob you when you out.
right. So you have to really be careful. Yeah, but it's not. I don't know. We got to 2028 to deal with our president. So all we can do is just pray, pray for the world, pray for him that he make better decisions in what he's doing. And we just got to deal with it. But African American people, we've been dealing with things for years. So we know how to, we gonna handle it. We gonna do what we have to do. We always have and we always
Right.
will. Right.
Because uh it's some but very few was born with a silver or gold spoon in their mouth.
Yeah. I mean we
You
did
know,
we
we
used to struggling.
yeah, used to
Yeah.
struggling and used to having to find a way,
To make ends
to
meet.
make it.
Right. Yeah. We know
Yes.
how to survive. That's one thing about us. We're survivors. We know how to handle situations. And
Uh-huh. But
we gonna make it happen.
yes, but I also feel as though it's time for peoples to come together.
Mm-hmm.
instead of separating. Because the only way to beat this is to come together and let your opinion matter. Voice your opinion.
Right.
Don't be intimidated or scared to speak up for your rights.
Mm-hmm.
That's, you know, it's sad to say, but our president falls in a category of being a bully.
Yeah.
He wants to bully people to do what he wants them to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so you have to stand up to a bully. Because if you
Mm-hmm.
don't, the bully gonna keep being a bully.
Right. Yeah. I
Yeah.
was.
And so he don't have to worry about anything.
Mm-hmm.
He was born into, a family that was
Right.
uh at least with a silver spoon. So
Mm-hmm.
when people don't know what you have been through,
Of
um,
suffering like people have to do. They don't see he in the position where he don't understand how people are suffering because he's not suffering.
he
His
never
family's
had
not
to
suffering.
live the
He
life.
never had to live like that. I was looking at the news today and I give kudos to the young generations that was out there having a rally today. They were speaking up against what he's doing because they looking at they're the next generation. They don't want to have
Right.
to be suffering and scuffing. And girl, it was a lot of them. They had it on the news today. I was watching it. Them young folks out there against this, and that's good. You know why it's good? Because they are next generation. So if they don't
They
like it,
are our future
yes.
leaders.
And to see them out there going against, what's going on, that's good to see.
It is because
Yeah,
that's what we need to make a change.
yeah, yeah.
Because at the rate things are going now with our president, we pray that it don't get any worse
Right. We
and
pray that
that
it
it
don't
get
get any
better.
worse. Right.
And that's what I say, we have to come together to conquer this as one.
And pay attention to what's going on. People need to acknowledge and pay attention to what's going on when you're listening to this news and everything every day. It's a lot going on that we need to be focused on, to see the changes that he's doing because we think it's bad now. We got to go all the way to 28 with this president.
Oh, and that sounds like forever.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
3 more whole
3 more,
years of
4 years,
this.
and we don't know what to expect or what's going to happen.
I mean, of messing with the school system.
Yeah,
The a lot of the schools are already overcrowded,
yeah,
and laying teachers off. If anything, they need more teachers.
right.
These kids is not easy to deal with.
No, they
'Cause,
not.
yeah, the teachers have to babysit, they
Mm-hmm.
have to teach.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of responsibilities. So
Mm-hmm.
and of course, it's going to be children with special needs, and
Yeah. What's
so
gonna happen with all the assistance that they're giving? You're gonna stop everything, and even like they were saying with the kids, with what the free lunches and everything. Sometimes this is all the kids. That free lunch, some kids is the only thing that they get to eat every day,
and they look forward to
and
going
they
to
look
school
forward to eating
to
that. Yeah,
have breakfast and to have
yeah,
lunch at school,
yeah.
and and
Mm-hmm.
go home and pray to have a decent dinner
Right,
that night. And
right.
so yeah,
And
so
some
I
kids
mean,
can't even go home to dinner. That lunch and that breakfast at school is the only thing they get to eat every day.
right.
And it's not that the parents don't want to feed them, they can't afford it.
They can't afford it.
They can't
And then
afford it.
it's like I know I have encountered uh, where a young man, I guess his mom was on drugs and
Mm-hmm.
the dad was not in the family,
Mm-hmm.
involved. And he would stand by Subway every day,
Mm-hmm.
uh, trying to provide for him and his younger siblings.
Mm.
He would actually how you see grown men out there begging, and a
He
lot
would
of
be.
times they begging for drugs and this and
Mm-hmm.
that. He would just clearly say, I'm hungry. my little sister, brothers are hungry. Can you help me get something to eat
Mm-hmm.
for them?
Mm-hmm.
And you can't help but to have empathy and sympathy for this young
Yeah.
man
Mm-hmm.
because he taking on the responsibility as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
When the mother is not in a position to look out for him, he's out there. So people used to freely give him money or
Mm-hmm.
take him in the restaurant.
To get some
And because
food.
even if you gave him the money, he
Mm-hmm.
was going to go to the subway, get them something to eat, enough for him and his family, or he was going to go in the chicken place to
Mm-hmm.
get something. So he couldn't have been no more than 8 years old,
Oh wow.
about 8 years old.
He little.
And so people's in the neighborhood, because after school, know he will always be there. And people would look for him to see if he's up there. I know sometimes if I drive just to see if he's standing out there. And sometimes I take him in the chicken place and just pay for food for him. Or if
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a hurry, I just give it to him because he have showed that he was doing right with the money he was getting.
So
He
that means he wasn't in school then.
after school. That's what I'm
After
saying.
school. Okay. After
After school.
school. Okay. Okay.
Yes. So
Okay.
he's trying to get something for dinner for him and his siblings.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh. He would go to school and have breakfast. They would have breakfast and lunch at school.
Mm-hmm.
But then he was the provider of the family. He would buy something to eat.
Wow.
Yes. And
That's
that
so
was so
sad.
sad.
It
So sad.
was. But you see a lot of that. And so now you try to take all these benefits, and especially when it comes to the SNAP. I was what they were saying that if you're gonna be on SNAP, or you getting some kind of uh
Program.
cash assistance or something, you got to be on a program to even be qualified to get it, right? So let's
Right.
go with how is that possible when you got mothers with kids? What are they supposed to do with the kids while they in these training programs? They can't afford to pay for uh the kids to be in in the school or anything, or pay for somebody to watch them. So what do they supposed to do?
Right. And so sometimes uh it all depends on if you qualify. They do have uh this child care program,
Mm-hmm.
for working mothers,
Yeah.
that will pay for their child to go to daycare.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So they still got that, because I thought they didn't have that anymore.
Well, they still have it, but you have to qualify
You
for it.
have to qualify for it.
Yeah,
Okay.
you have
You
to
can only
qualify
be
for
making
it.
so much then, right?
Right. You
Okay.
could only be making so much in order to qualify for it.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we got what, 3 more years of this?
Yes. And we have to find a way, figure it out,
And
do
how
what
to
we
survive
need
it.
to do,
Yeah.
survive and
Mm-hmm.
come together, as I said
Right.
before, and work together. And we have to be more than just talk about it.
We
We
have
have
to
to
do
be
it.
about it. We have to
Mm-hmm.
do it. We
That's
have
true.
to make the changes.
And see, that only comes with us because we the only ones can't work together. We unfortunately, I sad to say, but our culture, we have a problem with working together with each other because you scared somebody else gonna have more than you. We don't
Yes,
support each other like we should,
right. We
and that's
don't.
bad. And with situations
Other
like this, we all need to come together.
right. Other races, even you see uh people that when you go to Home Depot, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of Mexicans and other different nationalities, uh,
Mm-hmm.
they all out there trying to find work. If
Yeah.
you ask them, can they do
Mm-hmm.
something? If
Mm-hmm.
they can't do it, they have no problem. Hey, calling one of their other Mexican friends.
Yeah.
or somebody they know up there, well, they need this done, this and
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then they gonna do it, and both of them gonna get a cut out of it.
Yeah.
As black people, if the one can't do it, and you know your brother here can do it, you're not gonna tell him. You would rather miss out on a little money
Mm-hmm.
than to help your
And don't
brother.
want to see them make the little money, so
Don't
you
want to
don't say
see them
nothing.
make. It's
Right.
always a competition thing
It
in the
is.
black race.
It is,
And
and
we
that's
need to
terrible.
wake up and stop that.
And change that. True.
Yeah, to get over and progress if
Mm-hmm.
you not helping each other. Everybody, the people that have accomplished, it didn't come easy.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody need a little support, a little
Right.
helping hand at
Mm-hmm.
some time. Help
Mm-hmm.
lift each other up instead of help trying to tear each other down.
I know, because I'm happy to see a person progress and move up.
Yes,
You know what? That's how it's supposed to be because, and them the people who I want to be around. I want to
yes,
be around people who trying to progress and go somewhere and make goals and whatever. And so, how
yes,
do you? Why would you be upset? That's just like how. Why would I be upset with you because you going to another level and you progressing? I'm gonna be happy for you because I'm trying to move up there with you.
yes, the same
Do this
vice versa.
together, right? Like that's crazy.
Yes,
But
bottom line,
unfortunately, that's some of us like that, and that's bad.
yes, it really is. It
Hmm.
is really bad, but we just pray for a better day, uh, for the world, peaceful, uh,
Hmm.
better, control,
Hmm.
you know, but like I say, one thing about Trump is he didn't fool the people. He
Yeah,
told
he already told us what he was
what
gonna do,
he was going to do.
and he doing it.
He's very direct
Yeah,
about what
yeah.
he's
He
doing
when he say what he
because,
gonna do, he do it.
and he's so direct because he don't care what nobody thinks.
Hmm.
He's about him and what
Hmm.
he wants to do. He don't care about the rest of the world.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And that's it. That's bad. But they voted them in. And he in
Yeah,
there. So now we
and
got to
he's
deal
in
with him.
there
Right.
and
And so
he's
ain't no
doing
need of
what he.
complaining. Now you complaining. Why are you complaining? Y'all voted him in, so he's in there now. Now we
Or
have to
either
deal with it.
if they didn't vote him in, so many people didn't vote, thinking they one vote didn't matter, wasn't gonna matter.
Right.
But if 5 million people feel that same way, that's 5 million votes
Mm-hmm.
that could have went uh somewhere else.
Right.
So
Right.
stop saying your one vote don't matter. Your one vote do matter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I've heard a lot of folks who say that well, politics are just politics. They all crooked. They don't want to be bothered. They don't want to vote because they don't say what they gonna do. So a lot of people feel that way and they just don't go out there and vote. But then, unfortunately, then that's what happens. You get people in there that shouldn't be in there.
Right. Yes, Darlene. And so, well, with that, we are going to end. We hope you all enjoyed the topic today, and we'll be back next week with a different topic. Be blessed and have a great day.
All
Darlene.
right, you guys have a good one.
Bye.
Bye bye.